Mandan joins in. Heartbreak City and El Mandan race up to Hartnell. They look the free for Melbourne Cup. It's Heartbreak City. El Mandan on the outside. They've paired down to fight it out. Heartbreak City the inside and El Mandan on the outside. El Mandan and Heartbreak City want to finish to the Melbourne Cup. El Mandan putting his nose in front of Heartbreak City. They hit the line. El Mandan won it by a very narrow margin from Heartbreak City. 5 lengths away was Hartnell third.
Second. You finished. Take that. Take that. Second. I don't care. I don't care. This is the Melbourne Cup. I don't care. It's completely we came here. We finished second. We would have been happy with last. Yeah. What a run it was by your horse, eh? That was a great run. Oh, that is a bear hug. Have you done any wrestling? You've had a great party and you've run second in the biggest race we've ever had.
Well, Pete, I'm glad I wasn't sitting next to Big Red there after Heartbreak City ran second in the Melbourne Cup.
Poor old Neil Carney.
Neil, well, we're going to have to send him a voucher for a chiropractor for about 3 months worth of treatment. Those boys know how to party and they know how to celebrate, and you're looking a bit red around the gills, as am I.
I'm looking like Big Red.
Yeah, well, you're about half the man.
Yeah, no, poor old Neil, he had the fear of Christ on his face, didn't he? He didn't know what to expect. And
to his credit, he bounced back up onto the canvas pretty quick, I thought.
Microphone up, yeah.
Well, welcome to ATB-TV. This is the post-Melbourne Cup meeting edition on Wednesday, and we're here at Kyneton Racecourse right at the end of the day. And we're going to run through our horses for last week, Pete. Let's wind the clock back to where we start.
Horsham, Darren. We had Misty C debuting, ran fourth.
Wasn't a bad run, just not an ideal track for that horse, not enough pace to be up on the speed, very short straight, and at the end of the day he ran a nice race without winning.
Yes, Licorice Bullet ran fifth, beat 2 or 3 lengths, probably disappointing.
Disappointing overall, not sure she's going to measure up to city class, but at this stage, yeah, probably disappointing.
Yeah, we went to the Valley Friday night. We had My Obsession run third.
Seems like a year ago.
I'm thinking, now was that the yearling launch or was it the late mail lunch? So it was after our late mail lunch.
Yeah, well, she ran pretty well.
Yeah, and little gear change next start, Darren, might just
blinkers? Seems to be the secret with the long roads.
Yes.
Is it snowing or is there something floating in the air?
No, bushfire.
You got no idea.
No, I got no idea. And we also had Royal Fantasy. She was first up off a freshen up. 7th on face value, so it looks, just an average run, but she actually was steaming home at the end of the 9.55.
Yeah, well, I thought both those horses ran well. My Obsession just needs blinkers. It was a good, credible run, and she's not far off a win. Royal Fantasy, 9.55 is just too short. She was really quick to the line, didn't get beat that far. How far was it?
1.4, Darren.
And you want to bet on that?
$10 off Brad Rogers, you mongrel. I'll send your coin back to you later next week.
20-cent pieces, you
say? Yeah, and I might have any odd 10 in there.
He thinks he's funny, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hey?
Blokes that are that small shouldn't think they're funny, should they?
Him and Yendall, it's hard to tell them apart. I wonder if he's got a skateboard.
Yeah, Dino has. Have a look at this.
Did you get on that skateboard?
No.
I understand you had to take that skateboard back because you weren't allowed in Crown with it.
We went from one end of Crown to the other to find the food thing, and then we were told we had to go back to the bloody...
How many times did you get lost between Crown and the accommodation last week?
I don't think it was one time where I knew where I was, put it that way, especially last night.
Oh, more about that later, Pete.
Anyway.
What happened with Silver Stratum?
No, we haven't got that far yet, Darren, because we had runners on Saturday.
Well, get on with it.
I went to Mortlake, where Cullinan missed the start, ran fourth. Mr. 2 got beaten 2.
Red in the gates.
Red in the gates. Went on
it was all over.
Yeah, that was it. Probably should have won.
Should have won.
Yep. We also had Sovereign Wealth at Newcastle, somewhere, whatever they call it. Newcastle, wasn't it?
Well, somewhere up there.
Somewhere in New South Wales. She ran third. You seen the race, I didn't.
Well, she made ground on the line. But typical long row, and I see Snowden's going to put blinkers on her next start, and I think that might just get her switched right on.
Yep. Monday, nothing Sunday. Monday we had the call of the card, and we also had Silver Stratum finish second up.
Did you put any bets on?
Don't bet.
Did you go to the races at all?
That day?
Yeah.
No, I had to go to call the car.
Oh, I had to.
Yeah. Told
Well-
I had to.
Silver Stratum, how'd you go?
3 wide, the trip ran second. Good, tough run.
Who rode him?
Brad Ruella.
Are you potting him?
No?
Are you happy?
Yep, because he went back, he probably runs 5th.
Okay.
So we got another run into
How
him.
far was that?
14 mile next start
And?
at Donald.
And what happens?
He'll probably run well.
You won't tip him,
I'm
will
not
you?
tipping him.
400 owners are going to
Yeah.
throw eggs at you if you do.
I'll bomb the house, one or the other.
That might do you a favour, it's insured.
A good way to get to Ballarat quicker. He
Pete wants to move to Ballarat if anyone wants to sell their house cheap and get out of town.
or Bob at 31 Station Street. We also had, we moved to Cup Day, Darren. This was an ordinary day, wasn't it?
Where do we want to start?
We'll go to a Churkuk up on the Murray.
I was disappointed with our approach.
Yeah, I was too. Yep, I
But
thought
Weary wasn't.
He wasn't, what did he say?
He said, don't sack her yet.
Righto.
Wait till you get to a mile, he reckons.
Alright, well, she's
What would I
hanging
know?
in there. Hanging
What
in
would I
there, yeah. We'll go to Morphettville where...
There was
this
another
one-
disappointing horse.
Yeah, he might lose a bit of his manhood, I think, this bloke.
Look, I don't know about that. I think we get him back to Victoria Street to Dubai and we give him a run over here and then we just see what happens and then we reassess before we go with the sharp knife bit. I think that's trainer's weak excuse
Righto.
to string owners on longer.
Had a couple of runners at Flemington.
Yes.
We'll go to the last race first, which
Okay,
was
Rockalicious.
Rockalicious. She ran well for 7th, probably felt the ground. Well, that's what Mr. Yendall said.
Yeah, beaten 2.5.
Yeah.
Up in class, up in distance, firmer track. And Dean said she, they're cutting the ground at Geelong the other day. She really let fly, but she couldn't let fly on that ground.
She have a spell now.
Well, she's supposed to be going to Sandown in a couple of weeks. Unless it rains heavy, I think we might be wise to pull up stumps.
Do you reckon we'll just keep her in work and see? Or?
We'll wait and see. We'll take the wait and see. You know what happens when you put them in the paddock, don't you?
I remember once was
The heavens open up.
I remember once, yeah. But I remember once you put one in the paddock and then we got it out.
We did.
So it might work. One.
It did.
Yeah. And then we went to the Melbourne Cup, Darren.
Yes, we did go to the Melbourne Cup, Peter.
How exciting was that?
Got your hat on, I see. I can't believe you didn't lose that hat.
No. Got offered a lot of money for it.
Did you?
No.
No.
Yeah, how exciting was that?
That was just absolutely ridiculous. As you've seen at the outset, those Irish boys, they are dangerous.
Oh,
Dangerous.
I don't think this production would be happening if we'd found another 6 inches on the winner.
If that horse wins, we're all dead. We don't survive. As it is, we just survive.
Just survived. No, look,
And thank God they're getting on the plane and going home tonight.
A group of Irishmen are planning to return and go one better next year. Aidan Shields' post-race celebrations will go down in Cup folklore, and his antics have made headlines around the world.
Tonight, Heartbreak City's owners are on their way back to New York. We join them as they toasted their Cup success in typical Irish style.
Money is only paper. You can't buy days like that. You know what I'm saying? No matter what money you have, there's a lot of people have a lot more money. They won't have the day we had yesterday, or every day we go out racing.
Amongst pints of Guinness, followed by more shots, they took the chance to look back at their celebrations, which have made international news. This bear hug set to become a permanent part of Cup folklore.
I don't care. I don't care. This is the Melbourne. I don't care. Cup we came here. We finished second. We would have been happy with last.
He got in a bit tight and he paid the price.
You crushed him.
I guarantee he won't be in that close the next time.
It's fair to say they couldn't be more different to the new Cups king.
No, and we didn't meet him last night anywhere we were either. But I wouldn't say lie to be going to the same spots we were going to last night, you know.
There's one similarity. These New York Irishmen are just as determined to win.
Hopefully we can come back again and give it another crack.
it was mission almost executed, and the ride was brilliant. Tony's training, obviously, and the guys down there at where we just had it spot on, and
Yeah, well, let's go
we're
back
just
a bit.
unlucky.
I mean, the horse goes down and works on Saturday morning. He works 2200 and he runs home in 22.8
Yep.
on the bridle. Marrero gets off and said, "You're a winning chance." The trainer's doing cartwheels saying, "I think we're going to win." He was so confident, and that horse just blew. That work was as quick as work as I've ever seen going to Werribee since I started. That got me thinking we're going to run top three. We draw 23, so the tyres, the air went out of our tyres.
a
A little, but
Not the Irish.
We pulled out the stats and said since '78 there'd been about 20 winners from gate 20 and wider, so that put a little bit of air back in our tyres.
Yep.
And then we decided that we'd just leave it up to Joe Moreira to kind of get him in the right spot. And we got Peter Ellis on board to try and work the plan and tactics, which worked really well, so we're indebted to him. And they jump out of 23. Moreira decides where he wants to be and gets there without breaking stride. And after 300 metres, he went off the fence and travelling.
Almost like he had a decimated car
It was
park.
like he told everyone to get out of the way. It was unbelievable, really. If you haven't seen that, it's worth watching the replay just to see how he went from 23 to there. And I am sure if he rode Dandino in the Cup, or maybe even Jacklebury, those horses could have nearly won the Cup with a ride like that.
I've seen this edition to Ryan Moore.
George. Anyway, at the end of the day, we came around in the home straight, and he split through, and we screamed our guts out for 400 metres, and we got beat about 8 inches.
You give up before the horse, though, I
Oh, mate, I was gone to the 50. I was horse. I was gone. I managed to jump 2.5 inches off the ground, and I was scared the stand might fall down. Nothing like what the boys did in the stand, but it was so exciting. It was unbelievable. Look, you've got to be just delighted with the effort to buy a horse like that and run second to Lloyd Williams, who we all know is the best at it. He's got unbelievable funds to do it and an unbelievable setup to make it happen. And then, you know, Godolphin running third. They own a whole country, Peter.
Yeah.
And here we are, just stuck in the middle there.
Battlers from Deland.
That's it, battlers, and you know, we had to work really hard to find the right horse, and you know, he's done a super job. So credit to the whole team. He's pulled up really good today. I know there were some reports that he had a bleed, but he only had a minor internal bleed, which I would say if you scoped all those horses, mostly probably 15 of them would have had the same.
Yep.
But look, we couldn't be happier. We had a great night last night. Some of us had a greater night than others. But at the end of the day, we've still managed to get to Kyneton. And I think we need a gold medal for that.
We got the consolation prize here, Darren.
Well, what a result here.
Tayo, he's back.
Tayo. And well, we won the Kyneton Cup, and we got a lovely plate.
You've got funny cups here, haven't
It's a really nice trophy, isn't it?
Is that the Phil Britton Cup? No.
Anyway, congratulations to the Huddies and the Giroux and the Peters and the ATB team. It's great to have this good horse back in work and back in full form.
Yep.
And he put the writing on the wall the other day when he ran third.
He just had to back it up, didn't he?
And we just wanted to see him do it again. He's done it today. And
two very happy people on course, Darren.
yes, Gavin Giroux.
Three happy people. Gavin, or five. Gavin and his wife and little girl. And there was also Sho, the strapper. She just adores the horse and does a wonderful job with him. I reckon Brad was just as wrapped because he had a lot of success with him when he was flying, and when he come back he was, you know, really, really happy. It was not just another win for him, and like you said, he's had a good association with the horse. It was just wrapped for him to be back with him again.
Oh yeah, you're very true. Well said.
Just thought I'd throw something in.
I couldn't say it any better.
There you go. All right, good.
You're in form when you sleep deprived. This bloke got home at about 4 a.m. and he was gone at 6, and he went to the Ballarat trials this morning to video trials for you. Now that's dedication.
I just hope I get home before I go to sleep.
Yes, well, if you're off the road, I'm probably in trouble.
No, I'm right. No, it was a terrific day, terrific week.
Is it
Probably
over?
one of the better ATB weeks in a while, Darren.
Is it over?
What are we, Wednesday? It will be in about 5, a countdown from 5. No, we've got a few more things to run through, Darren. We've got Zoom's Day on Friday.
So we're going to Cranbourne Friday night?
Johnny Allen, we had to scratch earlier in the week, and after we scratched, it was about
They all
40 others
scratched.
so we could have run, but he goes
So I'm
there.
going to Cranbourne.
Yep, area 5.
Friday night.
Will run well.
We should be winning.
Tried to say will run well, but it didn't quite
Should
come
be
out.
winning.
Yep. We'll skip to Abasso at York, second up. over
York.
there. York, not York and Ireland. Is that Ireland? Where's that?
UK,
no, the
mate.
UK. York.
Did you go to school?
York, not York and UK.
Did you go to the same school as Jimmy Cassidy? Jimmy Cassidy told the story about how he wagged School Pete to watch the Melbourne Cup.
Yep.
There was only one problem with that story. The Melbourne Cup's run at 3 o'clock, which is 5 o'clock in New Zealand. And I don't think kids were at school at 5 o'clock in those days, were they?
He's a jockey.
Anyway, he autographed the book and got him to autograph one for Frosty, and straight away he just spelled it F-O-R-S-T.
Well, that says it all.
So I proved he didn't go to school for long. But he's a great bloke, and I'm looking forward to reading that book later in the year.
Oh, dear. The pumper.
Rowan Chevelle.
Ara Cup Day.
Hang on, Basso.
Yeah, Basso, second up.
So we're going to York in WA. He's terrible first up. Let's hope he finds a bit of his form.
Well,
Jimmy Taylor?
the report I read was...
Hopeful.
Well, yeah, he finds his best form, he probably wins it. But that's what we've got to find, Aaron, his best form. Ara Cup Day. Liz loves going to Ararat. I think we all do, actually.
Is this Sunday, is it?
Yeah, we've only got one runner at this stage, which will be Rowan Chevelle.
The big grey mare.
The big grey mare.
Racing for a future, Pete.
Yeah, well, I thought that was already decided, Darren, but anyway.
Racing for a future.
Swan song.
Could be.
Us, could
She
be.
could be on the road after this one. Unless she wins by 8.
Weary's put a bit more into her, training-wise. Got a fitter, hopefully. And
We might pay his bill now. What's he been doing?
who?
Weary.
Don't know.
If he hadn't been training and getting a fit.
He had 5 winners here today, so you might be able to pay one of your bills.
You're in form, aren't you?
What else we got, Darren? Well, Wednesday, so we don't know
Cullinan?
the provincial acceptances. So, but Cullen has entered for about 4 meetings.
Who else is likely to run in the coming up?
Well, Silver Strata's been entered, but he won't run surely in 8 days.
I think he should have 3 runs in a week.
We did. The Donald Cup Day is probably going to be a day we're going to have a few. And
Yeah, Sunday week.
yeah, if any bob up,
That'll give us a chance.
flash them on that screen there, Darren, if any runners come up that we missed, because there's every chance that I've missed something.
Well, that's no surprise to me.
It's been a torrid week, Darren.
It's been a fantastic week, Pete. Thank
Yes.
God it's only 1 week a year. So what happens now? What else you got? You got some footage?
Not even a holiday.
Got some-
a couple of weeks or something.
Joe Moreira?
Yeah,
interview?
no, what we'll do, no, I haven't got Joe Moreira interview, but there's a bit of footage. We've got some photos that Kathleen took from our Queensland rep that was down here, the selfie queen.
Well, she took a few photos and
Yeah.
she sold more shares this week than you did.
But I wasn't trying, Darren.
Really?
No, well, hopefully.
You got nothing, have you?
I've got no, just hopefully people start ringing up and get on with ATB, mate, eh?
Okay. Well, I think we're done.
Yeah. Have
What
good-
a week. Congratulations to all the Heartbreak City owners. More than likely he goes back to Ireland now and gets ready for Ascot or whatever Tony Martin and the boys want to do.
Yep.
And then, you know, he's some hope to come back here next year if he's in the same sort of form. As you know, we saw Max Dynamite run second last year, should have won for Willie Mullins. Didn't find his form again this year, so he didn't bring him out. So anything can happen in 12 months, but at this stage, to run second in the Melbourne Cup, it's just fantastic. And then to back up today and win the Kyneton Cup,
Beautiful.
things are pretty good, eh?
Just as we wind up, Darren, we were treated like film stars by a couple of people last night, a couple of Irish people. Actually, they were the uncle of Charlie, who's one of the main owners in the horse.
Now please tell me you got footage of Charlie singing that song in the bar last night.
I have actually.
And make sure it goes on, because
pop this
I
up
have
at the
never
end.
been in a bar with a few hundred people and one guy just stands in the middle of the floor and starts singing,
Yep.
and you could have heard a pin drop.
Commanded the whole attention until Aiden walked in and started pumping him up.
Yeah, good
Big
was
Red.
he?
Oh, it was magnificent. Yeah.
So have a look at this footage,
Yep.
and if that doesn't bring a tear to your eye, I don't think you got a heart.
Yeah. And with that, Brian and Molly. Brian's.
He watches ATV.
Yeah, he's Charlie's uncle, and he
TV?
thought we were celebrities. Like, what TV program do you blokes do? And I'm sort of thinking.
What I'd like to know is where does he live and what's he do for entertainment?
Well,
Anyway, I hope all you Irish boys watching and your families had a great time.
Yep.
Because we certainly enjoyed your company, and we couldn't have been partnered up with better people.
No, absolutely.
And I hope you have a good trip on the plane home, and you can break that record of Rodney Marshes or David Burns.
Big Red will give it a crack, I'm sure of it.
They're unbelievable, those blokes.
No, it was fantastic. Niall, Big Red and Charlie.
5 nights drinking, Ireland 5, Aussies 0. Until next week, I'm Darren Dance with Peter Morganti.
In a little bag she carries all her past and history.
and dreams for the future in the land of liberty. And courage is the passport when your old world disappears. 'Cause there's no future in the past when you're only 15 years. Isle of hope, Isle of tears, Isle of freedom, but it's not the isle behind. That Isle of hunger, Isle of pain, Isle I'll never see again. But the Isle of home is always on your mind. When they closed down Ellis Island in 1943, 17 million people had come there for sanctuary. And in the springtime when I came here and I stepped onto its pier, I thought of how it must have felt when you're only 15 years. Isle of hope, Isle of tears, Isle of freedom, Isle of peace. But it's not the Isle I left behind. That Isle of hunger, Isle of pain, Isle I'll never see again. But the Isle of home is always on your mind.
Held on the hope like a noose, like a rope. Got a medicine, take no mercy on him. Poisoned his blood and burned out his throat. Enough is enough, he's a long way from home. Days of my youth wasted on selfish truth. He ran for the hills from the hand he had dealt. I flew far away, as far as I could go. Your time is running out, and I'm a long way from home. Laid up in bed, you laid up in bed, holding the pain like you're holding your breath. I prayed. Held on the hope like a noose, like a rope. Got a medicine, take no mercy on him. Poisoned his blood and burned out his throat. Enough is enough, he's a long way from home. Days of my youth wasted on selfish truth. He ran for the hills from the hand he had dealt. I flew far away, as far as I could go. Your time is running out, But you're